This is day 3 of a bootcamp series, setting up FOSSA 64 CE4. So as you might have noticed that I use keyboard combination extensively because I find it much quicker than using the mouse. So on a default setting, you can use Super and R to bring up a P run, which is very simplified launcher. So what we're gonna do this time is to go ahead and go through a basic configuration of rox filer. Start the rox and enter. And then here is the rox filer. We'll just close this for now, Alt F4, and then we'll go ahead and Control H will bring and toggle hidden files. So Control H, and then what we can do is just take a look at the rox filer here, and we'll go ahead and click on the right mouse click and go into options, so for basic configuration. So we'll go ahead and open that up, and what I would recommend is leave this largest window size 75, so it just means the width of the filer does not extend beyond the 75% of the width of the screen. So but regardless, go ahead and largest will always resize is a good idea. Directories come first, so you can see the directories followed by files. And then new window, what I would recommend is inherit options from the source window. That way it has some consistency, and I tend to show hidden files. Icon view is preference, and under icon view next I prefer small icons, and then I think the rest of it is fine. List view, I tend, because of the Puppy Linux has same owner and group, which is root, I just go ahead and click those two off. And tools, although it has toolbar here, what my preference is not to get distracted by toolbars here, and I prefer no toolbar. And the thumbnails, for example, right now it won't show any of the thumbnails of the basic JPG file, for example, but I tend to prefer to show thumbnail show image thumbnails. Pinboard has to do with a desktop, and thin is fine, or no shadow. Right now you can see some of the lettering has a thin shadow. And from the use custom font, 10 seems to be fine as it is, and single click to open, of course. And I recommend that you use the course. That'll be easier to go and line up the icons. If you so go ahead and use the course. Iconized windows, you don't need it. And desktop, I recommend that you go ahead and leave everything as it is. Action windows, I go ahead and click everything, so whenever you copy and so on, it will copy all the subfolders, for example, and pretty much have everything clicked. And then drag and drop is fine. And then my emulator, terminal emulator of choice is, I think the basic terminal as it comes default is LX terminal, but I prefer URXVT, so go ahead and change that to URXVT. And then under menace, again, we want to use the urxvt, but I'm going to make a further modification, and let me just cheat. So we'll go over here, and what I prefer to have is this whole thing in under menace, so it activates the urxvt and also gives it a color that I'll show you, and then geometry, it places the urxvt generally in the bottom center, which is what I prefer. So we'll go ahead and cheat here, and then go ahead and copy and then go back to here, and then we're gonna just go ahead and middle mouse click, and you should copy. Oops. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and control V. We'll just control V. Okay, so that's been done, and we're gonna make the open terminal with grave key. Grave key is the key that's right next to the escape key on the left upper corner. So that's the same. It's a single quote. Grave key is the same key as the tilde, I guess, the tilde, which is the root. So grave key is actually single quote key. So grave key is I prefer that to open the terminal. So that's fine. And then types, nothing that we need to change here. Colors is fine as it is. Compatibility is also fine. So let's just go ahead and close that, and then we're gonna close it again to activate the rox folder changes that we made, and we're gonna go ahead and go to rox folder again, and then so now you see that it opens up in a hidden with the hidden files, and then let me just go and touch the grave key and see what happens. So you can see the grave key opens the terminal in the center bottom is my preference, and it also has a different color. Now I also find it very helpful to open whenever I want to open the rox filer, not just in one window, but to have a multiple windows. So my preference is to go ahead and open up a download folder here, and then also open up a external drive with a simple click. So go ahead and we've already auto mounted on boot from previous bootcamp series, so we'll go ahead and close that for now. And then I want the default root folder to open up on the right upper corner here. So what we can do is go ahead and right click again. This time we go to display, and then save current display settings. So we'll go ahead and click that, and then everything, the position and size, is all going to be memorized, and it's okay. And then with this activated, simply Control 1 will memorize the rox filer. So let me just demonstrate it. Now what we want is download folder, but I want the download folder to preferably get out of the way and open here. So similarly, we can go ahead and right click and go to display, and then save current settings, and OK. And then this time we'll assign 2, Control 2. So now what happens if I just simply click 1, it goes to the original where I want the root folder to open, and let's go to the 2 now, and it's gonna open up here. So you'll see further modification. So now the other thing is, if I just down here, this is download folder. If I just go to backspace key, it just also goes back to one folder level higher. Okay, so because I do extensive photo editing, that is one of my hobbies. What I like to do is create a folder here, and then with this activated, what I want to do is go ahead and grave key will bring up the terminal and give it a command of make directory -p will allow to go ahead and subfolders. So, and then P4 is I have a Pixel 4 phone, cellular phone, and I want the I like to create that folder and subfolder. So we'll go ahead and get it, enter, and then you'll see that my pictures and the folder has been created. And we'll go ahead and exit out of this here, and we'll take a closer look at my pictures and sub P4. Okay, so we'll go ahead and push this all way over here, because I prefer to go ahead and go display, save settings. Okay, and this time we'll assign the key of control 3. So now it's memorized, and we'll go to control 2, which is download, control 1, which is the root folder. Now similarly, what I want to do is assign a number 4 to external drive, but I prefer to have external drive accessible over here. So we'll go ahead and open that up already, and then go ahead and right click, and then display again, save current display settings, and then control 4 this time. Okay, so I think that's in. Well, let me just show you my what I do further is this is a V folder in external drive is what I'm recording YouTube file. So we'll go ahead and open that up, and I prefer to have this open way over here. And then similarly, I go to display, and then save current settings, and then generally what I tend to do is assign any numerical key you want, but I just used to entering 7. So now I'm going to just simply type in touch the number 4 key, and that doesn't open here, but let me go ahead and open. So this is 7, this is 4. So it's not exactly, it doesn't abide by this rule all the time, but generally speaking it works pretty well. So let me just see what happens if so we're gonna close that, and then we're gonna go ahead and open up the run command again, and then we're gonna give it a command of root this time, and then root and downloads, and then we're gonna give it a MNT, and then SDB3. So SDB3. So let's see if we can go ahead and open up all 3 files. So it doesn't do that. So what I have to do is go ahead and Control R again, and we'll just simply start urxvt vt, and then what we'll do is here rox root downloads loads and mnt sdb3, and then see what happens. So you'll notice that it opens up one here. This is downloads folder, and this is the external drive, and this can obviously be put into a key binding to automate this process. I will show you now how to open 3 rox filers using Super+x key combination, so window X. So the first step to get that all done is to go ahead and in the terminal here just follow this command. So we'll go ahead and right there we'll just copy that, and then we're going to start urxvt terminal emulator and simply copy with the middle mouse click, and then enter. So then what it will do is it will go ahead and open up a geany with rox.sh in it, and next step is to go ahead and insert the following right there. So we'll go ahead and copy that, and then rox.sh. So this is obviously geany editor, and we're going to paste. Okay, now here the third folder that yours may be different. Mine is SDB3, which is external hard drive, so XDB3. So after you make the modification of the third of a rox folder, you save it. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to the instructions again. We saved and exit. Okay, we'll exit it by clicking on this. So in a terminal now, again, we're gonna go ahead and open up a terminal and open up this file. So we'll copy it, and then we'll go ahead and open up a urxvt, middle mouse click again, and then we're going to open up this particular file in geany, which is here. Okay, so we've opened up jwmrc-personal file. So now what we'll do is we'll follow the instructions again. We're gonna insert the line first without the first and last quotes. So we're gonna insert this line exactly here, somewhere in the key binding section toward the end. So here's the personnel file. We're gonna go toward the end, and then before the complete end, there is a key binding, several key bindings here, and we're gonna put the mask 4 and X. So we'll go ahead and make a space here, and then go ahead and insert. Oops, this is wrong. So we'll go ahead and insert this here, which is key mask Super and X, and rox.sh, which we had just created, is going to be activated. So you want to make sure there's no 4 and X otherwise, so because then you'll get confused. And so there's single for super key and X key combination. So we're going to save it, and then we're going to exit out again, and then follow the next step, and in terminal jwm restart. So it's going to reread the configuration file of jwm personnel. So we'll go ahead and here terminal again. We're gonna go ahead and jwm restart. There should be no space here, and we're going to restart, and you read the new personnel file with Super+x. Now we've done that, so what we can do is go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get out of it. We're gonna go ahead and get out of it altogether, and we're gonna test it. So right now there is we're gonna cancel everything. So this is a third workspace, this is a second, and this is a first. From anywhere, any of we're gonna just simply Super and X key, and let's see what happens. You see what happens is that on a second workspace, the 3 folders have been opened, and that's how you can go ahead and set it up. So I hope that's helpful.